Use green pen to do corrections. Let's start with question 41. Wire A has a length of 9/10 meter. Wire B is 1/5 meter shorter than wire A. Wire C is 3/5 meter longer than wire B. What is the length of wire C? Now let's do rephrasing, meaning that we are going to break down the information in the sentences into shorter, bite-sized information. So wire A, we know that it is 9/10 meter, while wire B is 1/5 meter shorter. Shorter than who? Shorter than wire A. While wire C is 3/5 meter longer than who? Than wire B. So now I am going to highlight different wires with different colors. Let's use red for wire A. Let's use yellow for wire B to represent wire B. And let's use pink to represent wire C. C, B, and A. Now, let's start to draw models based on the rephrased information. So once we rephrased, we are able to better understand the information so that we can draw models. Now let's start drawing models. Wire A. We know that wire A is 9/10 meter. This is wire A. And so there's a 9/10 meter for wire A. And wire B is shorter, so its model is shorter than wire A by 1/5 meter. And wire C is longer than wire B, so it will have a longer model than B. And it is 3/5 meter longer. So I will write down 3/5 meter here. 3/5 meter. Now the length of B, now we are going to write equation. To find the length of wire B, which is the one in yellow, we are going to take the red model minus the difference, which is 1/5. So the red minus 1/5 will be the yellow. So let's put a minus over here. To minus 9/10 and 1/5, let's look at the denominator. This is a 10 and this is a 5. We have to convert the denominator to like fractions. So to make it to like fractions, we are going to change denominator to 10. So 5 times 2 is 10. So 1 times 2 will be 2. 2/10 minus. So now we can take 9/10 minus 2/10. That will be 7/10. So now we have found that wire B is 7/10 meter. Now let's look at wire C. To find wire C, we know that wire C is made up of 7/10 meter and 3/5 meter. So we are going to add 7/10 and 3/5. 7/10 plus 3/5. Do note that the denominator is 10 and 5. So we have to convert it to like fractions so that we can add the fractions. So we take 5, we change the denominator of 5 to 10. So times 2 in the denominator times 2 numerator. And we have got 7/10 meter plus 6/10 meter. So now, can you see that the denominator is the same? It is the same. So now we can add 7/10 and 6/10. That will be 13/10. 13 because 7 plus 6. Denominator remain the same. So it's 13/10. And remember that the question wants us to express as mixed number. So you can see that right now it is not a mixed number. It has a big head with a small body. So we are going to change it to a mixed number. To change it to a mixed number, a mixed number looks like that. A whole number with a proper fraction. So to change it to a mixed number, we are going to do division. 13 divide by 10. So we got 1, remainder 3. So 1 would be the whole number, 3 is the remainder, and the denominator is a 10. So it's 1 whole 3/10. 1 whole 3/10. So that's for question 41. Let's go on to question 42. Question 42. Using a green pen, first thing when you see a line graph, read the question first. Line graph shows the number of books borrowed at a library from January to May. So we got January, February, March, April, and May. And this graph shows the number of books borrowed. So now, let's fill in the data points of each point. Okay, it is very important to fill up the points, the data on the line graph first. Before we can do that, we need to find what does one interval represent. So we can see that this is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gaps. So 5 units is 500. So to find 1 unit, we take 500 divided by 5, that will be 100. So now we know that each interval is an increase of 100. So this is 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500, and so on. So it's not necessary to fill up everything, but you have to fill up each point. Now let's look at the first point over here. Let's draw a line across. Okay, this shows the number of books borrowed on January. So we know that each increase is by 100. So now let's start. 2,100. This is 2,200. So this is 2,200. Now let's look at the next data point. Let's draw a line across. We can see that this is 1,100. 1,100. This is 1,200. So this data point here is 1,200. Now let's look at the next data point, which is for March. So let's draw a line across using a ruler. You can see, touch this line. So this is 600. This is 700. This is 800. So this will be 900. So now let's write our number on here, 900. Now let's look at April. Let's draw a line across and find out the data point 1,600, 1,700. So this is 1,700. Now let's look at the last data point. We're going to draw a line across and we can see that this is 1,300. This will be 1,400. So this data point here is 1,400. Now that we have filled up all the data and we have found the data points which is representing the number of books borrowed in January, February, March, April, and May. Let's look at the question. Now we are ready to find out the answer for question A. What was the decrease? The decrease in the number of books borrowed from January to February. So we can see from January to February, there's a decrease in the number of books. And we want to find what is the decrease. So that means we are going to find the difference. The difference between January and February. So question A, we are going to do difference, meaning minus. Number of books in January is 2,200. So let's write down 2,200. Number of books in February is 1,200. 1,200. Let's find the difference. Do workings on the right side. 2,200 minus 1,200. That is 1,000. So the difference, which is the decrease in the number of books, is 1,000 books. So there are lesser books borrowed in February by 1,000. That's the difference. Let's find question B. Let's read question B. The number of books borrowed in June was twice the total number of books borrowed in April and May. How many books were borrowed in June? So it means that if I were to draw a model to represent this question, it is saying that June was twice. Let's draw 2 times. Twice the total number of books borrowed in April plus May. This is what it means. So June has 2 units and April and May's book is 1 unit. So we have to find the total number of books borrowed in April and May, which is the red color model. Let's find the total number of books borrowed in April and May. To find the total number of books, we need to add. Add April, add May. Okay, let's find out from our data points for April. April, it's 1,700. May is 1,400. So let's add 1,700 for April, 1,400 for May. Now let's do workings. So the total number of books borrowed in April and May is 3,100. So April and May is 3,100. So this means that in June, there are 2 times, which is twice of 3,100. So 2 times 3,100 to find the total books borrowed in June. So let's do workings. That is 6,200. So we have found that the books borrowed in June is 6,200.